Hi folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we're going to talk about C# collections. So we're going to start off with enumerable. We'll go through collections, we're going to go through list and dictionaries. And we're also going to touch slightly on arrays. So we can just discuss when to use and what are the benefits and when not to use. We're going to see the performance impact. We're going to check how much memory consumption each type of collection C# would have, and yeah, let's start diving into it. So I'm going to create a public class, and I'm just going to create as my enumerable, and I'm going to inherit this from enumerable. Yeah, pass in the type as int, and I'm going to do implementation, implement all interfaces, and now I'm just going to create a constructor here. So inside the constructor I'm going to pass in an array of int, and I'm just going to initialize the field, and once I've initialized the field I'm going to go to get enumerator. Just going to remove the default implementation, and just going to do for each, and I'm just going to pass in the values, and yeah, for each value, and I'm just going to return a yield return value. Yep. So now I'm just going to go to the top level, and I'm just going to write a method. Maybe let's name this method as enumerable enumerator result, maybe. Yeah, and inside this method I'm just going to instantiate my enumerable class. Yeah, just going to tell my enumerable. Yep, I'm just going to. I'm going to use this C# mind feature where you can just define new, and you can start implementing the arrays. Yep. Once this is done, I'm just going to add the attribute for the benchmark. So I'm using a .NET benchmark. It's a very good library to use if you want to measure memory usage and the performance time taken to execute a particular block of code. So it's memory diagnoser and comes from benchmark.NET attribute. And yeah, now if you just quickly have a look here, you can just see I've done nothing, but Visual Studio 2022 has actually prompted me an attribute to use, which is benchmark. It's just asking me to just tab to accept it. So this is a new feature of Visual Studio 2022 where you could actually use IntelliCode. IntelliCode is an AI embedded in Visual Studio 2022, so Visual Studio reads the behavior, how you would write the code, and it actually prompts out when needed. let's do that. Let's see how it works now. Yeah, the benchmark. And let me build this solution just to see what sort of results we get. Okay, so I need to build this in the release mode, so let me just close it. Go to release. Yeah, I think it should work now. Okay, it's prompting me to, yeah, I'll always keep this turned on to the prompt, so I'm just going to continue debugging. Yeah, let's see how it's building, and it's doing all the things it needs to do behind the scenes. Just scroll up a bit. There you go. You see the results here. You get the mean in nanoseconds, 19.63, and it says 72 bytes. So now let's go and add more collections. So I'm just going to go and add collection class, and I'm going to add more like list, dictionaries, and finally we're going to add arrays and see the difference. Right, so let me go at the very end, type in class, make it public. Yeah, I'm just going to go my collection, and then let's implement iCollection. Take and type as int. I'm just going to do the default implementations. Yeah, and now we're going to go to constructor. We'll create a constructor. So inside the constructor, let me pass in array of int, and pass in values, and yeah, let me assign a field, and let me scroll down a bit. If we find where you can get enumerator. Since I get enumerator, let me remove the default implementation again, and for each item in the collection, so I'm just going to add the values which we are taking in from the constructor, and yeah, I'm going to type in value just for more readability, and I'm going to do yield return value. Yep, so yes, that is collection implementations. Let's scroll up a bit and let's create a method as we did for the enumerator. So let me go and create an attribute benchmark, and let's go public void. Let's name this as collection results. Yeah, and my collection, yeah, this collection doesn't exist. Right, and if you see again, you can see there is a prompt coming up using IntelliCode. I'm just going to double tab it, and yeah, I'm going to add some values. Yeah, I'm also going to do a benchmark for a list as well, like void list results, and I'm just going to declare an int array here. Just type in values. Yeah, again you see the IntelliCode double tab. Yep, and that's what we need. I'm just going to go and initialize an iList. Yep, subs, Oops, okay, so sorry, it's the keyboard playing there. So it's type, no, that's what I want. No, sorry. Okay, let me go back, and I want to pass in type int, and just going to, let's give some name. Maybe let's add them as my list. Yep. So now I'm just going to, for each of the values, again, see if it reads my behavior here and it tells me what to do. Fantastic. And my list dot add, yep, just add the value. Oops, okay, yep, semicolon there. That's it, I've added list now. So let's create dictionary. So public void I, okay, let's put a dictionary there. Dictionary results, and let's do an iDictionary. Yep. And let's pass in an int as a key, and let's pass the value as a string. So let's type in key value pairs, dictionaries. Okay, let's add the values to it. Key value pair add one test. So I'm just going to copy this across. So do the Control D in my keyboard, and that will copy this across. I'm just going to change the key only, just to keep the values as it is. It's not really needed here. So yes, so once this is done, so I've changed it. Okay, just going to quickly add the attribute benchmark to it. Once the attribute is done, just going to build it. Okay, it's going to prompt for the same thing again. It's building. Yeah, it's giving us the results. Let's scroll. Okay, if you see the results, if you see a new rater has got 20.21, and memory record 72. Collection results, there's not much difference. It's pretty much the same. But if you look at the list down here, list has got a massive impact on performance and memory allocation. And the dictionary is something which we really need to look into it. See, so try to use dictionary just only when it's needed, not to just convolute your application a lot of dictionary. If you just look at the results on dictionary, you would actually see that how much of difference it makes in terms of executing the application, the time taken to execute the application, and also the memory allocation is quite high when you start using dictionary. This again depends upon the values you're going to pass in. I'm just only passing in int and string here. But if you're going to go pass in more complex type and everything to dictionary, and it's going to be more performance on your application. So just make a call wisely when you try to do dictionary. And yeah, that's the memory allocation. You see, it's 64.64. Now let's actually add one more, array. So our array is the most humblest among the collection. So they are very powerful. If you know the size of your collection, just use the array. Array has got a very performance improvement. It kind of gives you better performance improvement, and it's much how to say it, it's much a lesser memory allocation as well, and it's quite faster as well. So if you know the size of an array, just go ahead and use it, but don't use array if you don't know the size of your collection, because every time when you create a new array, you're going to copy it across. So then the arrays become quite heavy on performance, and the memory allocation gets more as well. So the rule of thumb is, if you know the size, just blindly start using array. So let me actually go and add array to it. So let me create method void arrays result, and let me go and just have int array. Yeah, again there's IntelliCode, but I'm just going to type it. Results plural, and yeah, see that straight away the IntelliCode tells you the size of an array. So in this case, I'm just going to not define there, but I'm going to define inside my brackets. It's basically assigning those values. That's what I'm going to do. And yes, that's pretty much you need to do, and then you need to put your attributes as well. And now let me go ahead and run my application. Right, it's just building. It's doing all this work behind the scenes, and it's finally brought back as the results. Let us scroll up. There we go. That's the final results you see here. So look at array. As I told you, array is the best among all in terms of speed. And if you look at the memory allocation, it's just 48 bytes. It's amazing. And enumerator and collection, they don't have much difference, but again, if you think you are only going to use just for a collection of a type or an objects, just use enumerator. But if you want to add a little bit more to it, for example, you need to count your collection, then you go with the collections. List, if you look at list, they've got quite a good performance impact, especially on the speed side and the memory side. Dictionary, as I mentioned, always think well before choosing dictionary. So normally the way I would go with this approach is, the first thing I would normally think when I'm writing a code is, do I know the size of the collection? If I do know the size of collection, I would straight away go with array. And if I don't, then I'll start thinking the scope of the collection. What do I need to do? Do I just need very basic collection? Then I'll go between enumerators or enumeral or I collection. But if I need to do more, I need to add, and if I need to alter the collection, then I have to go with iList. So just think through properly and then make a decision. I've also written a blog post on this particular demo, and how to make your choice between choosing the right collections when writing a C# code. Yeah, so that's end of this demo. If you do like it, please subscribe to it, thumbs up it, and signing off from you. See you next video. Take care. Bye.